What's going on, guys? Josh here from Momentum Productions, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create consistent and smooth shots with your drone. Today I'm going to be using the DJI Mavic Pro, but this is relevant to any other drone that's on the market today. We're going to be talking about how to create smooth pans and smooth tilts with the gimbal on the drone. Now, before we get started with this video, I want to make sure that you hit that subscribe button and give this video a big like, because I'm sure this is going to help you out. Now, a ton of you have been messaging me on YouTube and on Facebook asking me how to create smooth tilts and smooth pans with the drone. The question is, are you good with your hands? Because it all comes down to technique. Don't always rely on the app and some of the automated features to recreate some of these beautiful Hollywood shots that you see on the web today. You have to learn how to manually control the gimbal and the drone. Now, almost every day I have people sending me videos through Facebook and through YouTube asking me to criticize their work. And out of those videos that are sent to me, I would have to say about 75 to 80% don't have the smoothness or jitter-free shots that you guys are craving. So let's talk about some of the techniques here. First off, let's go into the DJI Go 4 app and enter the camera settings. We have two main gimbal parameters, one for speed and one for smoothness. Let's talk about some of the different settings that we can implement and see the difference in the shooting style. Now, you will be surprised what these two different gimbal settings can do for you. Now, first, let's talk about the gimbal speed setting. How fast do you want it to tilt up or tilt down? That's all up to you, but I like to leave the setting at 25. I'll explain more why in just a few minutes. Next, let's talk about the smoothness. Smoothness, or also known as ramp up speed, will slowly start ramping up the gimbal to that speed that you selected earlier. So instead of having hard stops, it will slowly come to a stop. I like to usually leave this setting at 15 to 16. Now, here are the types of videos that people usually sent me. This is something I shot on my own, but I tried to recreate some of the mistakes that people are making, and that is really big jittery movements. We have a lot of hard stops in this footage with the gimbal, with the drone. This gimbal only tilts up and tilts down. It doesn't allow us to control panning, so you have to actually pan the whole entire drone. So in order for us to get that smooth panning, we have to focus mainly on our joysticks. Actually, all of our focus has to go on the joysticks. So instead of just immediately starting off with the top speed of your pan, slowly ease into that top speed. Take a look at my fingers and how I'm controlling the joystick. I slowly ease into my speed. Now, also check the consistency of my pan. It stays consistent throughout the whole entire shot. I don't speed up or slow down while the shot is in progress. I usually keep it at the same consistent speed. That way things look a lot more accurate and cinematic. And the same thing applies to when we stop the pan. Slowly let go of the joystick. Now, another great technique is to actually apply a little bit of pressure onto the joystick. This will allow you to add a little bit more tension to the joystick, and it will give you a little bit more control when panning, especially if you're making a very slow pan. The little spikes on the joystick allow you to grip it and actually give you much more accuracy while in flight. So take advantage of that by properly positioning your thumb on those spikes and gripping it properly. Now that we talked about panning with the drone, let's talk about the more complicated movement, and that is the tilt. As stated earlier in the video, we have the speed and we have the smoothness. Look what happens when we have the gimbal speed set to too high. We have a very fast tilt here. It's too fast for anyone to actually see what's going on in your shot. At my favorite speed, which is about halfway, people will understand what's in your shot and you will get a much better experience. Now, when it comes down to controlling the gimbal dial, there is some technique involved. Earlier, I stated I like to apply a little bit of pressure onto the controller's joystick. Same thing applies with the gimbal dial. Apply a little bit of pressure, that way we can add some friction onto the dial and slowly ease into the gimbal's tilt. I know that we talked about applying the smoothness setting, but that's not all that it takes. You have to actually add your own sort of smoothness. So slowly ease into the full speed of that gimbal tilt. Keep that in mind. Use the little grooves or rivets on the dial to assist you with your grip. apply a little bit of pressure, and this will give you some more friction and more control over the gimbal's tilt. When it comes down to smoothness, I like to keep it at 16. It's about the halfway mark. 15 or 16 is about the best setting you can have for smoothness. And at that setting, even when you let go of the dial, it doesn't create such a hard stop. Even though I strongly recommend that you slowly ease off the dial. Never immediately let go of the dial. You want to make sure that the viewer gets a nice, smooth experience while watching your footage. Jitterness with the tilt and jitterness and inconsistencies with the pans, it's not great to look at. Consistency on the tilt is very important as well. Make sure that while the camera is tilting, it doesn't speed up or slow down, unless the subject you are shooting requires that. With these techniques, guys, I guarantee you that you are going to get great shots. Consistency, smoothness, and speed are very crucial parts to getting cinematic and beautiful footage with your drone. So keep that in mind. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I guarantee you that if you follow these tips and tricks, you will become a better drone pilot, cinematographer, and overall filmmaker. Don't forget to give this video a big like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel with notifications on. And for those of you who've been asking me what I shoot with, I posted a ton of links in the description box below that will show you some of the equipment that I currently use. Alright guys, well I'll talk to you soon, and I can't wait to see what you create. Bye bye.